short videos show you how to make these knobs that you see on these reels here. Hope you like the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bass Cave. I thought I'd throw a quick video together to let you guys in on how I'm doing some of my knobs. Basically, I'm taking this, just a standard Abu Garcia knob, using pliers or something, to tear basically the foam off, and then you get down to this, just a anodized chunk of aluminum. Now you could actually clean this up if you want to be more careful. Since I know I'm going over it, I've scratched it some, but if you're more careful in pulling this off, you can actually have this black, clean it up. Since it's anodized, you could use watch my other video about the ways to de-anodize or get the paint off of these. But to where you would just have this is the lightest you can go. This thing by itself weighs about 2 grams. That would instantly lighten your reel. You end up with basically this, but without all the fanciness of it. Or you could de-anodize this, polish it up, same thing, lightweight, it'll work. But what I'm doing is then I'm taking, you see sort of the rough materials I have here I'm working with, just like compressed cork, regular cork with a little compressed, and then just a chunk of wood. And I'm going to shape these. It's kind of a rough cut so far, but to where this will fit in there. And then basically I've already made, just by then put the end on it. You have a custom knob that nobody else has one of these because you just made it yourself. The shapes, it's all, and it's fairly light. I think this weighs, it may be 5 grams, but maybe 4. The wood's a little heavier than cork. I think this one may be 5 put together. Anyway, you can, I think I just picked up the cork at Hobby Lobby, but some of your hobby and craft stores will have raw materials to work with, or you can look online. There's a lot of different exotic woods you can buy. What you want to probably start, I think this actually came off an old fishing rod I tore apart, but you would want to use probably a drill or something to make the hole, if it doesn't already have a hole. Some stuff you can purchase already has a hole, like you can buy, if it's a wooden insert, say for a fishing rod, you can come across a source for those. It's already going to have a hole. You'll need to make it a little bigger, but you can kind of hone out wood with like a bit like this on your Dremel. Or for the cork, compressed cork, this will actually, just anybody that doesn't know what a Dremel is, take this Dremel tool, awesome little thing. And you can see all the different tools, different bits I have for it. But basically, with this bit, you'll set whatever you're working with down. You could glue them together first if you want, if you know what length you want. And you're basically just going to drill straight down and make your own hole. You want to make the hole first straight down. And then if you need it a little bigger, you can always kind of go a little bigger, or just purchase a little bit bigger tool. But then once you get it all put together, what you're going to do pretty much anyway is you're going to shape it. So you're going to get that thing together, get them all glued down, then you're going to, you can do it several ways. You can just set and do it by hand, or you can actually incorporate the Dremel. There, this dries real quick. Everybody knows what super glue is. You could use super glue here, but I don't think it's going to hold quite, do the job like what I'm going to want and need. So it would probably work, but just to make sure, and I got the time to sit and wait for this to dry, I'm going to use Gorilla Glue. Basically, I just built my own thing here. I got this off the rod builder guys that, glue pieces of cork together to build the handle. I'm going to use that same process basically to build the knob. Every one of these is just a little shorter than what I needed it, so I'm going to glue them together and get that glued up basically by just putting glue where I need it, tightening these down, make sure that sets exactly right, and then cranking on down. Just, you don't want to go too tight, just about enough pressure to say if you were sitting there holding it, just pushing a little. That's all the pressure and tension you need to hold it there. I also de-anodized the knobs. The one knob that I was going to turn into, decided I'll leave this one bare. I won't put any cork or wood on it. And I left a little bit of the anodization on it. I left it just slightly anodized so it'll match. That's the same thing I did with this reel. and that's probably the reel I put on. Try to get this reel as light as I can. So Abu Garcia tends to, the first time you put it in that acid, it kind of holds a little bit of its color, turns to kind of a gray. Then I take these others I've got on the handle, or the knobs I've got to this point. There's not quite set up enough. It's getting close. It's still a little sticky on the edges, but I'm going to let that set probably another hour. Then I'll take those off and start shaping them, but this is what I'll use. Okay, I've made a mess down here, but for everybody that's following along, basically what I did, if you made it to the point where I was sticking these and all the pieces through the rod and glued them, then I took those apart, and then I just basically, you know, got this in the Dremel, put whatever one on that I was, you know, going to grind on. Then I basically just, you know, this rotating at a higher speed, and then you just kind of, I started with basically a block just to kind of get everything around. Then you go to like a coarse grit, I don't know, 80, 60, something real rough. Get, you know, as this is spinning, you get your basic shape that you want, but then don't go too far is the key. Then when you get down closer, go to like a, I don't know if this is 100, 200, whatever this is. Go down to a finer grit until you get there. You see this cork's kind of not the highest quality, but it gives it good character. Until you get the basic shape you want with whatever you're grinding on. Now when you take these out of the original, this piece, you will need to maybe clean out the glue to where that'll fit onto this. So then what you're left with, I had the wooden one, you guys, I think I'd done that. You probably saw this one, and then I had the 2 chunks of cork with the compressed cork on the end. So at the end of the day, when I did all these, I ended up with basically 4 different styles, and I left this one big, you know, more of a power crank to choose from. And you know, there's what I was trying to copy. The new MG Extreme comes out with a cork. Is that one? That one's dirty. I need to clean it. But so I wanted something that was close to that. I haven't been able to get these yet, so I was like, well, I will make my own. So, and then they're not perfect. There's going to be, you know, spots, but they're one-of-a-kind pieces, and you know, all that's left to do. And I wouldn't suggest putting a ton of glue here in case for some reason these, you know, you make yourself one and it falls apart at some point in time, or it'll make it easier to redo and put something else on it. And it doesn't take a lot of glue, just, you know, that's why I would use the actual super glue. But put a little bit, or you can put a lot if you want to seal it. Just put a lot, and then when you put your end cap on, you don't have to worry about any internal little flaws, because this end cap will, well, if I can get it on there, basically seal it up. So what you end up with in this case is a real good, you know, cork power grip knob that I don't even know if these are available. I'm sure you may be able to get them something like this for the Abu and a cork. So anyway, and I'm still not even sure what reel these will go on. Then I also did I got sawdust, cork dust, I guess. And this one I'm still not sure what I'm going to do here. It's got a few minor flaws that were just, I guess, in the anodizing. But as you can see, it kind of matches, and it's, you know, it's lightweight. But I'm tempted to put the end cap on, which, as you'll see, I'll show you real quick here. There's a big gap there, so it's like, what do you do with that? So what I'm thinking about doing is taking just a chunk of wood and basically filling up this section right here with wood and tapering it down to where it matches, just to give it like a, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that done with something, any kind of material going down to the bare frame of the knob. So that might be something different. I may give it a shot, or I may just leave it off, and because it's fishable like it is. you can go out. I pretty much take care of my stuff. I mean, unless and it still could, you know, if I drop this in the mud, that'd be packed full. I have to clean out to get to the knob and clean the bearing, but it's pretty much ready to go, other than I still got to put the clicker on this one. Or I could choose from any one of these here, basically just by slipping them on, adding a little glue if I decide I don't like the well, that one's still a little tight for some reason. What the heck? Basically something like that. If I wanted to go with that, that looks a little big and gnarly for this little reel, but it's an option. Or back with the wood. Or if I wanted to go crazy, I could put this big power knob on the BFS. But if you like this video, there will be more coming down very oh, look at this thing. Got all nasty. This one doesn't have the clicker either. This reel and this one are waiting the clicker, and if you guys can hear that, it's in one of my videos. But as you can tell, I got a lot of cleaning here to do. I got dust every, you know, it's a nightmare down in the old bass cave. If you like this video, like any of the others, watch all my other. I think I've put like 20 some videos together in this short month, basically. So any questions as you're watching any of my fishing videos, like how do you do this, how do you do that, it'll already be done. I'll be like, go to this video, that video, and watch them. So give it a thumbs up.